What's up, everybody? OCD Mikey Hi-Fi Guy here for another edition of the Mikey Show. And today I'm gonna have do one of my funnest things, and you guys are used to this. It's nothing new. I got another live stream, or not live stream. I got another advertisement on my phone. By the way, I'm trying a new sort of video thing, so let me know how this goes. These are going to be single takes, zero editing at all. Um, anyways, I got a stream on my phone and my Google Stream about absolute sound and the best preamps 50,000 and above. Okay. First of all, just that title makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. What we're talking about is a volume control. Okay. And the fact that you need a preamp for your audio system, that's like telling us that you need a okay, let me give you an example. A system that uses a preamp and vinyl and all that kind of stuff, it's total old school. Okay, there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, but I'm going to put it into context for you. I mean, if people choose to go antiquated, very fine. Okay, look, if I'm a photographer and I want to take pictures, am I going to use the latest Nikon DSLR, or am I going to, that has everything. It's got white balance correction. It's got an SD card that holds whatever gigs in there, terabyte. Who knows at this point, and just comes all together with everything. Or am I going to buy some old Leica that it's $5,000 for the body, it's 10 grand for the lens, all to enable me to be so lucky that I get to use antiquated 35 millimeter film and like roll it through and just do the old. And then when it's done, I can pull that shit out and go into my dark room that I have in my house, and I can take the negatives and put them in a thing and put them onto paper and blow them up and put them into Fixer and all that kind of crap. Okay, if that's what you want from your audio, is what I just described, then that's what vinyl and record players and analog, all that crap in a freaking preamp is all about. Because nowadays, really everything is digital that we use typically. Okay, sure, people still make the old stuff. They still make vinyl using crappy vinyl compounds and things. You can still buy it for $30 to $50 to $100 per record, and if you really want to go through it, you can do that. It's your choice, but it will require you're handcuffed to a preamp. If you want to do vinyl, you have no choice but to use a preamp. What is a preamp? A preamp is an overpriced volume control. Okay. Now, granted, in a system where you use vinyl, the preamp is crucial. Okay. A shitty preamp is going to make things sound horrible. A really good preamp is going to make things sound really good. But let me tell you, when I say you can get a stellar preamp for 20 grand, I mean, one that is just amazing. So these preamps that go up into the $50,000 range are just absolute ridiculous. It's an asininity, if you will, of hi-fi is the exotic preamp. And so I'm going to go a little bit into this just to sort of make my point here. What we're looking at is the latest absolute sound. The best preamp amplifier is 50 grand plus. Now, as we go to, let me go to here, as we go to the first one, which is the Lamb Industries. Okay, great respect to Vladimir Lamb, the late Vladimir Lamb. Look, the first thing I noticed is the $55,000 preamp. I don't give a shit how good it is. Okay, this thing's still in an aluminum ass flat plate box. Okay, we even got screws on top, screwing a freaking. Do you know how easy this chassis is to make? I mean, anybody in metal shop, a high school kid in metal shop could make this thing. Throw it on a time saver, grain the aluminum, punch some louvers in the top. It does. The louvers don't even make a design; they're just straight louvers. So this stuff, if you want to price out these things, oh, what was that guy's name? There was a guy in Jersey that did chassis. Basically, chassis are us. And you can get these handles put on there. You can make these chassis for $100 a piece. They may not have, well, this is a double chassis. So you cut an oval out and you put a secondary back plate on it to mount your switches on. Now, if we take this and let's say we go to, I want to go to here. Let's go back. I'll see if I can't go back. Go forward. Okay, we go to images. Here's the inside of this $55,000 preamp. Are you freaking kidding me? I mean, come on. Look at what is inside this preamp. Can you guys, let's see. I've got it blown up. I wonder why you can't see this part blown up because I'm not sharing that screen. Let's see if I do it like this. Does it work? No, it's not blowing it up for you guys. Anyways, just look close. You can see I'm blowing it up on my screen here. But I mean, look how basic this is, dudes. Are you kidding me for 55 grand? And we've got bench sheet metal. That's just, again, you could make this in a high school metal shop. Granted, it's good. I'm sure the thing sounds freaking great, but it's worth 5 grand. It's not worth 55,000, anywhere near 55,000. So the fact that people are buying this even anywhere near this price is just, people are getting taken advantage of, and I know there's people with dough out there, okay? And and I know it's tempting to take their money from them, right? Because you say to yourself, well, if I'm not going to do it, someone else is. Here's the other, let's see. We've got, now that looks like a different version, LL 1.1, but I think we had the LL 1 point run right here. Yeah, so it has the power supply in a separate box. So maybe this is the power supply. This is most likely the power supply, is probably this piece here. Yep, that's power supply. So it's 2 boxes, power supply. Okay, so you get a double box, you can still see what I'm talking about. You're picking up what I'm laying down, okay? And this is a volume control, okay? That is all that is it's a volume control. It is not needed it is absolutely not needed. We will go back to the article where we were. And so I'm just pointing out that I mean, to use a preamp, if you have all digital, there's absolutely no reason that you should use a preamp. Spend more money on your damn DAC, and you'll have an output section and a volume control. It's a digital preamp. A DAC is a digital preamp. This is an analog preamp. Okay, so you have to notice or recognize the difference. Now, the next one we go to is a Solution 725. Okay, I don't know anything about Solution. I don't know anything about these preamps, okay, in terms of what they sound like. So for this purpose, we're going to assume that they all just sound amazing, okay? But you must realize all of these things are additive, okay? So all of these go in between your, say, DAC and your amplifier. You put this puppy in the middle and it controls the volume. So this thing is additive. It can't be completely transparent because you're adding it into the signal chain, right? So these things only add something. Now, that being said, some of them may add magic fairy dust, whatever they add, some tube, je ne sais quoi, some like God knows what. Okay, but they add something in. And I've heard some of these preamps that really make things sound a lot better. I found one DAC, and that's the Playback Designs. You've heard me talk about it a million times, where the preamp inside the Playback Designs is as good, it's better than any preamp I've heard. And I've compared to many line stages. And in fact, it's so good that I begged Andreas to please make a version with an analog input, which is coming. Okay. So thank you, or you're welcome, world. You will now be able to I think it should be my next order around February time. You'll be able to get an MPD8 that has analog input. So you guys that have vinyl can plug your vinyl into a Playback Designs, and you don't need a preamp. Okay. That is Mikey at work for you guys. If I didn't sell as much Playback Designs as I do, I would not be able to request that product be made and have that product be made. Now, it turns out I'm not the only one that wants that product made overseas. That's something that they were happy to have and so forth. So I'm not saying I'm 100% responsible, but it wasn't being made until I asked, and now it's going to be made. So that is coming very soon to really drive home my point that these expensive volume controls are not needed. Okay, so the next thing we look at is the Solution 725. It's 60 grand. Okay, it's got a dot matrix, little LED, or yeah, it's not LCD. That's an LED readout. Pretty basic design on this readout. That's what it's great how they have these old school looking kind of readouts. Kind of cool. Reminds me of an old Hewlett Packard calculator. Remember those things? So God knows what this thing does. According to Absolute Sound, fine textural detail, transient speed, three-dimensional bloom. Oh my, I got your three-dimensional bloom. Sheer acoustical power of the real thing. Okay. Whatever. Okay. So whatever. I mean, you know how they have to sell these things. They have to stroke you with their words. They have to use these fancy words. Um, I can't see the top on that solution 725. I don't want to look that up. Uh, let's see. I'm going to do it right here. Let's see right here. Nope, I didn't do it there. I have to go SOLUUTION 725. Okay, solution 725. Let's look at images. Okay, so this thing looks definitely more complex. Okay, look at this puppy. Okay, it's 720 preamp. Okay, so that's not 725. Let's get to the 725. Here's a 725 that just shows us the board. 711 must be pretty new. 6 moons. Let's see, what does that say? Solution. I can't tell. This is a 720. So the 725 maybe is just an adaptation of this. So we look at this, and yeah, much more advanced it looks like. So okay, we can give it more advanced technology. Okay, but it's 3 boards instead of 1. That last one was absolutely ridiculous. So that's the solution 725. We just looked inside. And that is 65 grand. Okay. So again, man, volume control. Now we're going to go to the DarteZeel. Now that one, I couldn't tell from the 725. DarteZeel, now we're up to 61 grand. We still have a straight aluminum flat faceplate with handles and a screwed on sheet metal top. It's got really unique knobs. Okay. We got to give it that. Okay. It's got special looking knobs that look like, I don't know, nipples or something, whatever they are. But they're neat. So those are cool knobs. Yes, I do like the knobs. Those are cool. But let's look. DarteZeel NHB 18. Why don't I just go like this? And we will go like this. We will copy that. We will go up here. We will go like this. We will paste. And we will go. And let's see. Let's look for the images. Okay, so now we're looking inside the DarteZeel. The DarteZeel also looks like it is a 2-box unit, which usually you have. Okay, so for 60 grand on this one, we get a bunch of boards lined up, a nice internal. Okay, so this looks a lot better. I hope you can see the difference between this and the Lamb. It's a lot higher level build. It still is sheet metal. There's nothing, this is just cut sheet metal that is, it's high quality cut sheet metal, but everything's flat and 90-degree angles. So there's nothing like super, other than the knobs, there's nothing super epic about the machining. It's cool that you can pull these things in and out, I presume. So there. Okay, so we looked at the DarteZeel. We see what the DarteZeel looks like inside. Okay. Now we're going to go to the Griffin. Okay. I love the way Griffin looks. It looks so cool. Commander, 67 grand. Okay. So it looks like Darth Vader. That's why I love it. It's badass. Okay. These things look so cool. If I felt like I needed a freaking preamp, this thing would be cool. I would never spend 67 grand. I mean, it's just, again, to me, this is milking wealthy people. Hey, nothing wrong with buying it if you just frivolously want to throw your money at things that really don't mean anything. Then hey, go for it. You never know. I mean, it doesn't matter. Look, I would spend $6,700 on one. So I mean, and so based on my income, $6,700. We look at whoever buys these things, their income is at least 10 times what mine is. So maybe it makes sense, But I'm just saying, from a value standpoint, just because you have the ability to buy this doesn't mean that we should make products for you that gouge. maybe that's keeps things all right in the world. I really have no idea. Um, so this thing is super cool. It doesn't tell. Okay, this one we get prodigious grip in the base region, we get image solidity, and we get seemingly effortless dynamic swells. Man, if they could explain half this shit, it'd be really something else. Okay, so 67 grand. That thing looks pretty. I'm not even going to go. I know they're complex. I want to try and keep this short, so I'm going to keep going. We got the Boulder amplifiers 2110 at 70 grand. It's a tour de force. Oh, okay. It has gossamer like highs. So we get gossamer like highs for the extra 10 grand. We get subterranean bass. And this one also has image stability. So this is ridiculous. The things that they're telling us about these preamps are absolutely ridiculous. They all have the same thing. We're just making up names for things to try and sell it. Its fully balanced operation banishes any hint of hum. Duh, that's what balanced operation is for. So these are silly things. Now we go to CH Precision L10. Again, we've got a silver box. This is just a straight ass silver box for 76 grand. You think I want something with this looks like Pioneer with these round feet on it. You think I want to spend 76 grand and I want a damn silver box that looks like it's got Pioneer feet? No, man, you better do a better job. At least the Boulder looks like the part, right? The Boulder, this thing looks unique and different. It's got the square feet. It looks like something like you're getting something different for your money. The CH Precision doesn't look like shit. That looks like a damn Pioneer. There is nothing beautiful about that. Nothing avant-garde, nothing different. It's very dry design. Well, they've got a ripple in the side. Isn't that something? Dual mono, it's 132, 76. What do we get for this one? Pristine clarity. Oh, and crystalline transparency. It never even sounds remotely analytical. Uh-huh. Sure it doesn't. But maybe it doesn't. Who knows? Whatever. Okay. These are volume controls. Now we get to the VAC. Okay. Again, $80,000 for a preamp, $80,000 for a volume control. Um, you know, hey, what, we keep going. Constellation, Altair 2, 100 grand. And for the optional DC filter, what the hell is that? That's an optional DC filter. You get let's see if it says anything. For $16,000 to properly filter the thing, so it's, what do we say, 116 if we want it to operate correctly. Let's take this one and let's see if we can see what's inside this baby. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, so let's see. Because remember what happened when we opened the Constellation amplifier? Boy, what a joke that was. Okay, let's look at images. Nobody's opened it up. Here we go. Now, Altair 2-channel preamp. This is the front panel, it looks like. Let's see, Altair. Here we go, right here. Not really showing us. Nobody really wants to show what's inside Constellation. Doesn't look like it's that much different than the Boulder. I totally red flag Constellation as a complete farce. I don't trust it at all. And again, these are my opinions. And you know what? I'm just a jackass on YouTube. Here's the Boulder. Okay. So now we get this thing that looks like, I don't know what, control of a spaceship or something like that. 142 grand. Okay. So what do we get for this one? Do we get what do we get? Comes very turn the volume. Soundstage expands. Hard to think of what. Okay, it's linear. Those seeping tube-like bliss sound should look elsewhere. So they're telling us it's analytical. Those seeking tube-like bliss should look elsewhere. It's not musical, they're telling us. But for refined presentation, amazing transient detail, and seemingly limitless power, this is it. So this is the biggest yank, is the Boulder 3010 for 142 grand. If you have this, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go like that. Okay. Whoops. Let me go here. Paste. No, man. Okay. So we got to do it this way. You go back. You go here. And again, this stuff would normally be edit it out, but I'm just going to run this straight. So we're going to go here. We're going to just do that like that. We're going to copy that and go for this. Okay, and we're going to go for images. And you're going to see if anybody's opened this puppy up. Has anybody had the balls to open it up? It does. Oh, look, no. 33010. What was that thing? Was a 3010. Okay. So I don't know if this is exactly it, but this says 3010 to SD. So I don't know if this is the exact one. No, because it has knobs on the front. That looks like that's older. Nobody wants to take it apart. Is this it? 3010 preamplifier. There it is. So it's got, now that thing looks pretty badass inside. It's got polished aluminum. So they polish the aluminum. You get polished aluminum inside where you don't see it. You get some relays, the same jackass relays that are on any preamp. What do we have? These are must be some sort of preamp cards or circuit cards or something. Yeah, it looks pretty high tech. I gotta say that thing looks like higher tech than the other ones. What does it mean? It's still a volume control. So what I'm getting at is, I mean, I think we've spent enough time going through this thing, but I wanted to take a second to basically say, I mean, to go after these things, preamps, and to think that it's it is a lesson in just getting beat down. Yeah, it's cool, you can show them off and talk about how expensive your preamp is, but in the end, you really don't need it. It's not needed. And very soon will be coming the MPD8 with the analog input. So it will completely eschew any need for a preamp, even if you have vinyl. Okay. So this is a complete gift to you from Playback Designs because it allows you to not need a preamp. Now, if you have preamp, tuner, tape deck, all this other crap, and you want the ability to switch between those, then you're still going to be handcuffed to a preamp because this is going to have a single analog input. It might have duals. I'll have to ask him, but I asked for just a single analog input. It might have the ability to have both single-ended and balanced. I'll ask, but nonetheless, so that was just a little foray again into how backwards our industry is. Something like a preamp that is not needed unless you're handcuffed to the antiquated vinyl setup. And again, I don't hate vinyl, so don't sit here and go, "Oh, Mikey hates vinyl." No, I appreciate people that like to do vinyl, but there's just no reason for it in this day and age. If you already have a vinyl collection, totally get it. If you like to collect the unique vinyl and stuff and throw it down and listen to it with all its inherent flaws, hey, to each his own. I mean, I get it. I get the collection. I get the collectability and all that kind of stuff. Some people say tactile. I love to hold the record, and lay it down. That's fine. I do not have that, and my clients don't have that. We can get along without it. But I understand that. Anyway, so that was just a little foray into what, more than anything, okay, the message of this video is to look at how the legacy audio magazines or media, what is important to them, what they're giving us in their magazines, what is being, what they're showcasing. They're showcasing volume controls that are $50,000 and above, which are completely unneeded, unnecessary. Yeah, I know Ferraris are unnecessary, Ducatis are unnecessary, all that stuff too. But there's like a fine line, right? If your Ferrari was $10 million, would it, is it still worth it? You could argue, so again, and to each his own, and to every budget, it's a different thing. But I thought I would just take a second. This was off the cuff. I want to try this new platform for making videos without any sort of editing. And just and this was a test more than anything. But the message was, look at what the media is peddling for us, and we could go down this rabbit hole even further, but wanted to take a second to just go over that so we could have a good chuckle. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving, and I will see you. See you.